about the weather.
No. Yes.
Who doesn't mind about how things look at when you are driving on the road, everywhere is flooded. But we are here tonight
Amen.
to show the kind of love that you have for Jesus.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
We said in this service at the end of the day, we are going to anoint our hand.
Yes.
And I believe that miracle will take place.
Amen.
My God. He said, whatever you touch shall prosper.
Amen.
That is our topic tonight. Whatever me and you touch
Yes.
shall prosper.
Amen.
That is it. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
I want you to lift up your Bible unto heaven. Say, Father,
Father,
this is your word.
this is your word.
Teach me your word.
Teach me your word.
Holy Spirit,
Holy Spirit,
open my ears
open my
to
ears
hear the word of the Lord.
to hear the word of the Lord.
Open my heart
Open my heart
to receive it.
to receive it.
Open my mind
Open my
to
mind
understand it.
to understand it.
Father, help me to be a doer
Father, help me to be a
of your
doer
word.
of your word.
Let your word help me
Let your word help me
to succeed,
to succeed,
to make a good success
to make a good
in
success
this life.
in this life.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for doing it.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus. I want you to understand that in this ministry, the only thing that we always thank God for is the grace of prosperity that is here.
Amen.
When God called me, I said to God, if you cannot be able to show us, give us anointing that will make people to believe that Jesus is alive, there is no need of answering your calling. So the grace was bestowed upon this ministry for prosperity. That's why sometimes people of this ministry, I said it to them, jobs follow us here. We don't follow job. Because we know that when people come in here, God always provides for them because of his grace. Because let me say this to you. Some people ask me, why is it that when I'm coming here, since I start coming here, I prosper? I said to them, it's about God, it's about Jesus. It's here. Wherever Jesus is, there is liberty. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
I always say it, if anybody doesn't want to prosper here, that means the person is not following what we're saying. That is the truth. If you follow what we're saying from this pulpit, you will prosper.
Amen.
Because this pulpit is about the truth.
Amen.
And Bible says, thou shalt know the truth shall set you free.
Amen.
But when you say it to people, people say, when Jesus said it, they said to Jesus, we are not in bondage before. Glory to Jesus. So we come in today that Jesus has said, whatever I touch, I want you to say it to yourself. He said, from today, whatever I, Prophet Johnson, shall touch, will prosper.
Will prosper.
Glory to Jesus.
Amen.
You are pointing at yourself. You are going to prophesy to yourself.
Amen.
Say, from today, I, Prophet Johnson, whatever I touch, shall prosper. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Because if he said it and mean it, it's a prophecy.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? If you prophesy, sometimes you lay your hand on yourself and prophesy to yourself.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
It's like when I go home, when I'm listening to the message we preach here, I always say amen to the prophet. Because that time, who is listening to the message is Johnson. So whatever the prophet is saying, I receive.
Amen.
Are you get what I'm saying now? So whatever the prophet is prophesying in that moment that I'm listening to him, I receive it. Because no prophet that time I am Johnson. I'm not prophet at that moment. So I am listening to the prophet.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
So that make it easier for me to receive from the prophet.
Amen.
So some people, that is good. I always go home enjoying my message. Why am I? I sit down to listen. Sometimes I say, wow, so this is what God is saying. Because the time we are here, we are under the unction of the Holy Ghost.
Amen.
We are in our office. This is our office.
Amen.
So when we finish our job and go home, we're in our home.
Yes.
So now, no, the prophetic office is not closed, but it's just, you finish the shift. And you get what I'm saying? So now, who is sitting down eating? It's Johnson. So, prophet is speaking. I will say, Amen. And I'm very interested to hear every piece of the word he said. Because God is using him that moment. Amen. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
So tonight is about prosperity. Listen, God designed it for every of his child to prosper.
Amen.
That was the intention of God from the day he's creating man. He said it, go and multiply, go and prosper. Even though things came to turn upside down, then God brought Jesus to restore his word, to restore his promises in our life.
Amen.
So at the end of the day, the prosperity of God upon our life shall surely be established. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
So without wasting time, if you go with me, I will love it. To the book of Deuteronomy 30, from verse 1 to 9, please. Weather cannot stop our prosperity. But some people, weather will stop them. Maybe in the day Jesus will come, this kind of weather will be on board.
Amen.
They will say, I'm not going to go to church that day. Then rapture will take place. Then Jesus will take us to heaven. They are not in weather. We are already in heaven, singing, praising the Lord always. So when they come in here the next day, they say, where is the member of this ministry? And then we show them in heaven. Say, have you not seen them in heaven? Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Deuteronomy 30, from verse 1 to 9, Elder, please.
And it came to pass,
Yes.
when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, and shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
When we are looking at this place, we'll find out there is a condition that God was setting. I said it, every blessings of the Lord comes with a condition. God never set blessings because he knows that in a human life, you cannot be able to receive anything without terms and condition. Glory to Jesus. I said it, you cannot walk into the bank and say to bank, give me 20,000. If you are not careful, they will call God for you and they will call doctor to check if you are okay in the prayer. So there is a condition for you to apply for loan in the bank. And when you apply it, they have to check your account. They have to check how you handle your account to know if you meet the requirement, the criteria that they can be able to make to say to themselves, yes, you can be able to repay this loan. So bank cannot be able to throw money to you In other words, they cannot give you loan knowing that you are not going to pay it back. Glory to Jesus.
Amen.
So when we are reading it, God was saying, if he return back, it's part of restoration we are talking about. We'll talk about on Sunday. Latter and former rain. It's about restoration. But this time around, when he came to verse 9, he said, and the Lord thy God will make you what? Plenteous in every works of your hand.
Amen.
So to show you that until God spoke this word, for you to understand the hand carried the ability for you to be able to do everything in life. So your hand is in form of your wealth.
Amen.
Your hand is in form of everything you are doing.
Amen.
So without your hand, you can see that life is worthless. Glory to Jesus. Because if they give you money in a bank now, you know, what are you going to use to count it? It's your hand. If you want to go and take your money from bank, it's your hand. If you are driving, it's your hand. If you are eating, it's your hand. So everything you are doing in life is your hand. So God said, I will make what? Make you plenteous. That means make you like have enough in the works that you do. Then he begins to say, in the fruit of thy body. Glory to Jesus. That is the sweat that came out of you. The fruit of thy body. That's why you cannot be able to be a child of God and labor in vain. And he said, the fruit of thy cattle. So he cannot understand it now. But when we are talking about this kind of blessing, it connects to everything concerning you. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
And the fruit of thy land. Look at how he described it. Fruit of, I will make you prosper in anything that you touch. Then I will make you prosper in the fruit of thy body. So you cannot wake up in the morning, going around every place, walking the whole Dublin, come back with nothing. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Because your body is one that is working. Rather, you stay at home and sleeping. Is it not it? You can stay at home, don't choose to go anywhere, and you'll be sleeping. So your body will rest. Is it not it? But when God knows that you are going out to do something, as a child of God, God wants you to prosper.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
That your sweat will never be in vain.
Amen.
So that means whenever you lay your hand, that means you are sweat, the labor that you have labored, whatever you would stand to do and labor over it, there must be prosperity that proceed out of it.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Now, let's see something here in the book of Deuteronomy 28. Charlie, Deuteronomy 28, verse 11 and verse 63. Let's see, it's just talking about the same thing.
And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee.
Glory to Jesus. Read 63 for us as well.
And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. Ye shall be plucked from the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Glory to Jesus.
Amen.
So he came to Deuteronomy 28, verse 11. He repeated the same thing. He said, the Lord will make you plenteous in goods. In goods. This is talking about blessing of material things. I am sick and tired of some people who will say to you, the material things doesn't matter. It matters. Because when God is saying to you to have dominion, he was saying to you to have dominion over material things. But when material things begin to control you, that is when it's a sin.
Yes, amen.
But for material things as a child of God, for you to wear gold, it's permitted by God.
Amen.
And you get what I'm saying? For you to drive a good car, it's permitted by God.
Amen.
For you to wear a good dress, it's permitted by God.
Amen.
So he said, in the fruit of what? In thy goods. Glory to Jesus.
Yes.
I believe in the days of Abraham will be wearing better clothes than every other person.
Yes.
And you get what I'm saying now? But some people will be able to say to themselves, let me say this into you. We are the representative of God on this planet Earth. You have to know that Jesus is a king.
Yes.
So we are the princesses and prince. So when you talk about being a son of and daughter of king, you have to understand it that okay, let me give you an example. When Prince Harry is coming out, you will know. Any place he goes, he will be recognized by them. Why? Because he came from a royal family. Not for us to be claiming that we are royal priesthood, but nothing to show for it. You know, some people say, I'm a royal priesthood. When they are saying it, we must see the fruit of it. Because he said, the Lord thy God will make you precious in the fruit of thy body, in your goods. So as a royal priesthood, as Prince Hardy, in the life of, in their house, there is no lack. British government have provided everything they need. Their budget is marked for the year. All the travel is going to travel. Expenses paid. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because there is plenty. There is enough in their kingdom. Then if it is like that in the kingdom of man, what about the kingdom of God? We cannot be claiming to be a royal priesthood and we are in lack. And the word of God is saying, he shall make us, prosper in the fruit of our body. And we are saying, I'm a royal priesthood. Where is the royal priesthood? People are not seeing you that wearing even a good cloth, you are claiming to be a royal priesthood. No. A royal priesthood is supposed to reflect in your life as a child of God. Amen. That's why we are going to anoint our hand to know that this is what God has permitted us to be. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. Not for us to be able to be in lack. Listen, it doesn't matter the kind of job you do. What matters that God said, I will make you prentice in goods. Glory to Jesus. Then when he make you that way, in the fruit of thy cattle, even the fruit of thy ground, even anything that connected to you, then he said, in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. So God designed for his children from day one, whatever they touch to prosper. Because God is somebody, whatever God touch is always prospering. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's see something here in the book of Isaiah 65 from verse 20 to 23. Elder, please, Isaiah 65 from verse 20 to 23.
And there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. And they shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain.
Yes. Keep on going.
Nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
When you begin to go from verse 20, you can see how God laid out the blessings. Then he came to say, there shall be no more, infant will not die, except the child fulfill his days. So that means if somebody die untimely, it's not permitted. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. So you must fulfill your destiny before you are going to be with the Lord. That is what here was saying. It's not about the age. It's about you fulfilling what the Lord has designed you to do on this planet Earth. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. So how can a child who hasn't fulfilled destiny will just die that way? Then keep on going. Verse 21. Let's see something there. He said, they shall build houses and inhabit it. They shall not plant. They shall plant and eat the fruit of them. Keep on going. Look at what he said. They shall not build and another person inhabit it. So that is where you can find out that as a child of God, it's not good for you to be laboring and another people will be eating. You have to eat what you labored for. Amen. Look after yourself. Amen. That is what he's saying. Amen. Yourself first. Amen. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. You are the one who go to do that shift.
Amen.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. Once you have give God his 10% and give for the work of God, look after yourself first. And you get what I'm saying now? Because you are the one who is laboring, who is working. Because if you don't look after yourself, your soul will rest before his time. That is it. If you don't look after yourself, to have time sometimes to drive to a good restaurant and sit down and eat a good food.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself. Wear what you want to wear. Not wear something mature, something elegant, something that will bring your dignity up.
Amen.
Something that people will say and know that you represent God in your life.
Hallelujah.
Glory to Jesus. If you don't, believe me, who are you laboring for? Even though you have 50,000 today in the bank, when you die, the money will go to somebody. That's why I say you cannot work another person. You cannot build another person. No way.
Amen.
Are you get what I'm saying? That's why I don't believe in this thing that I shall reach home before I eat food in the home. No. If I'm hungry, and the way I can drop any place and buy what I want to eat. When I come home, I'm not hungry anymore. I cannot eat. That is the truth. Because I'm hungry on the way. So I cannot be saying until I go home and eat what they cook at home. No way. My stomach needs what I'm supposed to eat, and there is restaurant, and that restaurant is somebody's business. You are telling me for me not to be able to eat? No way. I have to look after myself.
Hallelujah.
And you get what I'm saying now? Because I can't fast, finish everything I'm doing, and time for me to eat. Time for me to buy what I want to wear. I will know I'll be looking, oh, this. No. He gives us to be. He said, whatever you touch shall prosper. So when he prospers, who is going to eat it? It's you.
Amen.
No, because when you eat now, then you can be able to give people as well.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus. Because if you haven't eat, you cannot take care of somebody. You have to eat first. It's what you eat, then you know the test. That is when you can give to somebody. Then you have to know the test of your finances. You are giving to somebody. No way. I reject it for you.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Then look at what he said. Look at what he said. No, leave it there. He said, like, they will not plant another. He said, for the days of my people shall, and my elect shall enjoy the works of their hand.
Amen.
This is what Isaiah was saying to them. He said, my elect, the people who are called by my name, the people of God shall enjoy the work of their hand.
Amen.
Please enjoy the work of your hand.
Amen.
You get what I'm saying? Sometimes when we are going to church, people will ask you, are you going to presidential meeting? You say, yes. Buy something gold. Wear something gold. If God give you money to drive a good car, drive.
Amen.
And you get what I'm saying? Because the material things are for children of God.
Yes.
He said, go and replenish the earth. Go and have dominion. If unbelievers are driving it, what about you? And you know what I'm saying? That if unbelievers can spend money and buy good clothes, what about you? And God has given you the money. You are saying to me that you are prospering. No. They must see the fruit of it. He said the fruit of your labor, the fruit from your body. People have to see evidence that shows that you are waking up in the morning going to work. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. People have to see it. If people are not seeing it, how can they believe that you are being blessed? You know what I mean? Like, if somebody, let me say this in, like, sometimes when you are in airport, okay, you see people who fly business class, their dressing will show you. Their behavior will show you that they are business class people. Sometimes because I know that very soon we're going to be flying business class. I say, you get what I'm saying? So because you know business class level, and the airport officials know them. You know what I mean? Whenever they want, they know them. They know that they don't. You see them the way they call for ticket. Airport officials know. Some of them even they cannot be able to call. They can come and buy ticket and stand there. Is there any business class seat left? Yeah, they pay. Take my card. Pim, they go. Because they don't need stress. Are you get what I'm saying now? So if they can be able, and you see them, they enjoy their money. You know what I mean? They enjoy what they do, the fruit of their work. The company pay for everything for them. So you, if company cannot pay, why not be able to start affording what you can afford and enjoy what you can enjoy for that moment?
Amen.
Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Because you know, you can look at what he said in verse 23. He said, "Thou shalt not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble." That is where some children of God fell in. They are laboring in vain. You run everywhere. I will show you in the Bible that said that it's not good for you to wake up in the morning and sit up late and eat the bread of affliction. It's not good. You labor everything for people. Then what about you? When I saw some things in scripture, I said, now, prophet have to put himself first. Because if I don't depress it, anointing will not flow. Glory to Jesus. Because some people here, even though you cut your neck, your blood is coming out. They don't mind. They will open the door and go home. And you get what I'm saying? So when I finish it, I have to find where I can. If I'm driving and know, oh my God, I need to go and get milkshake. I drive to Burger King. I buy Super Cup, the bigger one. I don't buy the medium. I buy the bigger one.
Love yourself as neighbor.
And you get what I'm saying? So when I drink now, then somebody came to me and said, I don't have money for me to eat Burger King. I said, okay, take them, you go and eat. Because I have eaten the taste of my money.
Amen.
And you get what I'm saying now? So I cannot be able to be driving. Let me go home. If I go home and I drink water in the fridge, no. I need to calm myself down. I drive, I say to them, they say, do you want the medium or not? I say, no, super size. Give me super size. Because I'm enjoying the work of my hand.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus. And you get what I'm saying now? So you got to know all these things. Look at what he said. You shall not bring forth for trouble, but because you are the seed of the blessings of the Lord.
Amen.
People need to see you as a seed of the blessings of the Lord.
Amen.
People doesn't need to see you as somebody who is wretched and who doesn't know what he's doing. No. Look at this planet Earth God giving us. We're not going to die, but we're going to transit. But these are many days that we have on earth. Years are going. Years are going. Then you can never, even in your lifetime, say, I remember when I have this. I remember when, if I open my wardrobe, look at what I'm having. You remember, this is you. You open your wardrobe. Wow. What am I going to wear now? And you get what I'm saying now? You look around, you look at the life that God has made you to have. You praise the Lord. Because your life is good. Listen, if your life is not good, you cannot make somebody's life to be good.
Amen.
And you get what I'm saying? Your life has to be good first. I don't know if I get what I'm saying now. Before you can make somebody's life to be good. But some people will lepo. Walk. Some of us who came from Africa, you lepo. Some of them, you build mansion, you are not even staying there. You are staying in one Kerebu apartment here, and your mansion every day people stay there. You know, no, enjoy first where you are.
Amen.
They will say to you, "I will never do everything I have is in Africa," but you don't live in Africa. You live here. Okay, travel every night to go and sleep in your mansion. First, make yourself comfortable here before you talk about home.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus. You cannot be able to say, never make yourself comfortable. You always, everything, you see them. I don't nobody see them. Sometimes you see them, you are traveling with them, you are saying to yourself, is it people coming from Europe or not? Because, every day they are working. Every day of their life. You can never see their face, like their face, like being like a human being. Because there is no good food. You get what I'm saying now? Because they know that chicken roll is cheap. All these things, they make sandwich, they go and buy it and make for themselves. Make it every day, they eat one thing. Every day, you eat one type of thing. Glory to Jesus. You forget that good restaurant is somebody's business. The same way you work in a company, you receive money, it's somebody's business. You have to patronize them. Those people who are... Glory to Jesus. Look, let's see something in the book of... Don't mind me, like... Let's see something in the book of Psalm 127, okay? Psalm 127, verse 1 and 2. Let's just see something there. Sister Charlie, please.
Except the Lord build the house, they labour in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Amen.
Glory to Jesus. He said, except the Lord build a house, the in vain that you are laboring. So that's why he said we should not labor in vain. Because the Lord is one who have already built the blessing for us. And he has built it for us. Then he said it is in vain for you to rise up early and sit up late to eat the bread of sorrow. Every morning you go out, you came back late. All your body is paining you. Still, you cannot be able to one day to say to yourself, let me go and eat a good food. Or let me buy good clothes to cover myself. You are receiving pain for nothing. Every day, pain. You are coming back late and eating the bread of sorrow. You'll be running in the pain. Oh, what is that? Alarm, tomorrow morning, alarm ring again. Then you never have time to eat what you are laboring for. It doesn't worth it. And you get what I'm saying now? What are you receiving pains from? You are receiving it for nothing. Bible says we should not labor in vain. God will make the fruit of our hand to pour. I'm telling you, because when the money started coming, when the blessings start coming, give God his own. Then eat what you can eat and help as much as you can help. And you get what I'm saying? That is the way it goes. When you give God his own, then put yourself at that moment. Because first priority is for you to be able to support the work of God.
Yes, amen.
And you get what I'm saying? Because you have to seek ye first the kingdom of God and eat righteousness. Every other thing shall be added unto you.
Yes, yes. Amen.
So it's not good for you to wake up early. Labor what you are going. That's why you see here in Western world, you see people who have every day working, build up career. Some of them did not eat it. Some of them at the age of 55, they say the person have dementia. What is dementia? It's a demon. Cast it out. You get what I'm saying? Because they never have time to eat what they are laboring for. Every day their stomach is empty. At work, they will not even eat. And you get what I'm saying? Like, eat food, man. Eat good food, man. Look after yourself. Because you are the one first. Then after that, you can be able to say, I will help this one. I will help this one. Glory to Jesus. So it's not good for you to be able to work in vain. God did not permit it for us. Because say, whatever you touch shall prosper.
Yes, amen.
So when you touch something and it's prospering, that you are receiving money, do you know some people, the way some people love money? They will never want to spend any money. They say, no way. It's going to an account. They are building it. They are happy when they see the statement of account. This is what I have. They are happy. Only for you to be seeing statement of account. I reject it for you. I will be seeing it. I will be enjoying it. And you get what I'm saying? And you see that, well, no. It's too much. I can't spend it. You believe when you go home to cook your dish, your food. That is the only thing. No way. I try other people's food. To Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Like when we do something, our chef cook. When we say women in this ministry cook and bring, because no. Because our chef, God had blessed him for him to be able to cook. And you get what I'm saying? He cook and we eat. We enjoy the fruit of his labor. You know what I mean? So that is another thing you have to know. So if you have a restaurant now, and members of this ministry, I don't think I'm going to go and spend this 20-something here. No way. I'll pack there and spend it. Because I know when I spend it, I look after myself. And the person that cooked for me, I know that he's going to be able to prosper as well. Glory to Jesus. So let me say this thing to you. Where we read, we are going to see some powerful things, 9 things that is in that place. But every time I said, I said it like, For you to prosper is for you to succeed in material things, in material terms, and be financially successful. Can I say this to you? In the days of my mom, what you used to know, a woman who is fully married and who is successful, is their gold. You get what I'm saying? And one kind of, like material they call jewelry, they are most expensive and less. So gold, in the set of my mom, them, whenever they are going on occasion with their husband, is gold. Everywhere you know. They take time to dress. My mom knows this occasion. Sometimes he will buy a new material. What is he trying to do? To be able to be presentable. Are you get what I'm saying? Like, because that time, by the grace of God, God really, blessed my father in his own time. Glory to Jesus. So when they came out, you will know this is the wife of so-so and so-so person. What am I trying to say to you? As a woman, what makes you for people to see you is your glory. And the glory we are talking about, sometimes if it's not in your appearance, they will not see it. You get what I'm saying now? So glory, sometimes if it doesn't reflect in your appearance, they will not see it. So when you are coming out, you have to know it. That as a woman, you have to invest in something that is quality to your life, that will bring joy and bring dignity to your husband. You get what I'm saying now? You don't need to come out anyhow when it's time for you to go, especially when you are good. You see, I said this thing. I was in church when I went to camp. Thank God that we are going, this year, next year camp, I will announce it. If anybody wants to go, let them see how we are praying in camp. So, let me say this to you. I was in a church. Not in a camp. I visited one church. I was looking at young like girls of the way they would put themselves on, the way they would dress. You see, some of them, can I say this to you? Some of them came from a family that is not rich. But when they are coming to church, let me say this, they package themselves well. You see the way they will be dancing. You thought she's a daughter of, this is the daughter of Bill Gates. When church finished, some of them are just walking. They want to enter motorbike, but they will be waiting for people to go. So that you will not see them, they did not come to church. Their parents did not have a car. You, as a young guy who want to marry, you are carrying your 4x4, because I thank God for my country. Most of them drive, but you know what I mean? Businessmen drive good car. Sometimes I ask myself, how did they make this money to be driving this car? Then you are driving, you go on. Can I give you a lift? She won't talk to you. I'm telling you. He said, sister, is it not the same church? He said, don't leave me alone. This is where you people are going, destroying the young girl. He said, this girl, before you know it, he said, if this girl can make upon my car and put me down, this is the kind of person I want to marry. Before you know it, they announced their marriage in the church because of divine package. Because she looked after herself, coming to church, coming to the presence of her father. But like some people who even have good job cannot do it. You pray, Father, give me a husband. Father, give me a husband. Oh, give me a husband. God said, I have released your husband. But there is no glory here. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying now. I have released your husband. But you don't have the glory to receive it. And boys who want to marry, did you see that one? This one you want to marry. I never see her wear any good thing. Do you know some of those young girls, they go and borrow clothes? You never see, if you see, not because they are not truthful, but they want to look good in the presence of God. And they will be dancing like you see the way the good dance now they are dancing. They are showing you that I dress well. If you are looking, I'm available. Don't mind me. Don't mind. I'm just telling you, okay, that as a child of God, okay, you must be able to look representable.
Yes.
That is the work of your hand. People have to see what you have worked in the material terms in your life. Not for you to be working without reflecting material in your life. It's very, very important in your life that people have to see material things. Are you getting what I'm saying? Paul said we have sold to you spiritual things, we shall reap material. Glory to Jesus. Even Jesus. Do you think that cloud will be following Jesus because Jesus is only anointed? No. In his own days, kneeling. That's why the woman go and take alabaster oil. Do you know what will make this woman to go and bring alabaster oil? To show you that before the woman is planned, the woman knows the quality of Jesus in terms of material things. For her to go and bring expensive perfume to come and pour for Jesus. Because he saw Jesus as somebody who has quality. Because Jesus doesn't come out anyhow. He's the son of the king. So when he's coming out, he has to be able to present himself. Glory to Jesus. That's why these days sometimes I look at it and say, what is going on in pulpit? Yes, we know that preachers, who want to look young. But you can see a preacher wearing tear jeans to be preaching. Wearing rugged. Are you rugged? You are not. You represent God, though. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. Like sometimes we make the place of God, altar doesn't have value anymore. But in the days of old, a priest have his coat. Are you getting what I'm saying now? A priest have his attire to show you that this is a representative of God. Glory to Jesus. So the same way in our life, that we have to have a code that to show people that yes, God is blessing these people. When God is blessing Abraham, you don't need for Abraham to tell you that I'm blessed. People see that Abraham is blessed because they see it in the life of Sarah. Because I know women in the days of Sarah will be bowing down for Sarah because Sarah knows how to carry herself. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So they saw it in their life. They don't. I said it, when people are blessed. Let me say this to you. Except you have to be blessed. If God is blessing the works of your hand, please. We're not putting it to be saying, I will. No, you will not enjoy it. You enjoy it that moment. Enjoy. That's why some people, sometimes, they don't want to faithful to serve God because they say there is no enjoyment in God. No, there is enjoyment. They will begin to go outside the world buying, wearing something that no. There is enjoyment in the Lord. I have tested the Lord. I know there is enjoyment. I can still live a life. Are you getting what I'm saying? But the only thing I cannot go where unbelievers go. But there is a good things there for child of God. That is a place you can enjoy. Glory to Jesus. When I find out about boiling, I love it. Sometimes I go there to go and hit my target. Although he says, even though he says, if I come, they say no, I say, give us one line. For 1 hour, boom, you enjoy that 1 hour. I don't know if I get what I'm saying, but people will say, oh, that's €5 for 1 hour. I can't pay. No. Give us, even though we are not up to 8, sometimes they say, hey, it's good to be. No, I say, no. I don't want any disturbance in that line. Give us complete 1 hour. Then we would hit. That 1 hour I'm there, my brain. Hitting that target, God can be saying to me, this is how you can hit your enemy. Glory to Jesus. So, do those kind of a thing. We are going to go. There is, 9 things that is here that was read. The first one is that when we are obedient, because you cannot prosper without being obedient. There is never a time God wants his people to be disobedient. Once you disobey God, you are not qualified for his blessing. You are not. What will happen whatever you lay your hands shall be cursed. Glory to Jesus. That's why I encourage everyone that work under this ministry. Don't bring curse upon yourself. Try as much as you can do to pay God his 10%. People thought, tithe. Tithe is not a command, it's a covenant. People thought, oh, tithe. No. It's something that brings prosperity. Try me now, that I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing. Then I will remove the devourer. They will not devour the works of your hand. That is what the Bible says. They will not destroy the fruit of your land. So when you try God in that manner, then you know that you qualify for the blessings of the Lord. Glory to Jesus. Remember, Habakkuk did not, the book of Malachi did not write only tithe. He said, try me now. You have robbed me in tithe and offering. Can I say this to you? Some people think that paying God only 10% in our money is no. No, you are 10% of your hours supposed to be in the church. If you work 40 hours, you have to give God 4% of his work, 10% of his work of that hour for the work of God. So you don't pay only for your money. You get what I'm saying now? If you work, everybody here work. So, but for you to be able to, you have to be able to give God almost, if you work 40 hours, 4 hours of it in a week, supposed to go for God as well. Because he said, bring Abraham, pay tithe of all. You know what I mean? Like, so you are working 40 hours. How many hours did you give to God? Sometimes you come for a service is too long, you are not happy. You get what I'm saying? But he said, bring tithe of all. You see it now, we will labor much outside without laboring for God as well.
Amen.
When they call for work of God, you find excuses to give. Then you are thinking that devourer will not devour your hours. You may pay money. Money can be protected, but hours cannot be protected. So you can be able to do what? Give God as much hours as you can give God. So that the work of your hand, before you know it, there is a promotion coming. They will say, oh, who is going to be? We know she doesn't have qualification, he does, but we are going to promote.
Amen.
Because there is something about, the panel will be discussing, have you seen, there is something about him. There's something about her, I don't know, but there is something that said to me that is going to be good in that position. Try me now. But I will not. He said, because they have robbed me, this nation have robbed me in tithe and offering. Not only tithe, some people think once I pay my tithe, I will not give offering. You see it now. They say, if I pay my tithe, I will not give offering. No, in tithe and what? Offering. Glory to Jesus. So sometimes offering may not be money. But what have you offered? What have you offered into God? Have you offered God 2 hours a week for his work? Glory to Jesus. Because you may think that offering may be necessary. No. It's not what you give. It's not the amount of money you give to God. God is rich. Glory to Jesus. It's about what you offer to him. Glory to Jesus. You see, some people will not offer anything. They want to go to farm to plant. Go to some places now. Do you know some farmers, before they plant, they do some certain rituals to their gods? You see some countries, before the farming season, and you get what I'm saying now, what would they do? There is some certain rituals they do for them to have a bumper harvest, for rain to fall, so that they will not, the fruit of their land will be able to prosper. If unbelievers can be doing to offer to their God, but you just walk out to go and plant without offering something first to your God, without sacrificing something first to your God, so that when you go there and put your seed will germinate. Glory to Jesus. So these are the principles of what we are doing in the kingdom of God that we don't know, that he hinders. Glory to Jesus. When I said it here, idol of the righteous, people will say, why did the righteous people have? I say, yes, they have idol. I said it the other time, I said, because some people make their children their idol. Some people make their wife their idol. Some people make their husband their idol. Some people make phone their idol. Some people make job their idol. Thou shalt not serve any other God except God. But how many times you see some people, their wife make them not to come to church. Their husband make them not to come to church. Their children make them not to come to church. Their phone make them not to come to church. Their job make them not to come to church. Even though they don't have shift on that day. They may not have shift. They didn't give them in roster. The hours they're working is okay. But the day of church, they call them, can you do extra time? I will do. You do extra time. Tax man collected the whole money. You get your pay slip, say, where is my money? Tax man will collect it because it's the day of the Lord. Glory to Jesus. Are you getting what I'm saying now? You do added extra time. Say, because I needed money. When they bring your pay slip, you find out, sometimes I say, does it not sound, sometimes, if instead of me working, if I work now for 40 hours and my task is just only 30 euro, 40 euro, then you call me for me to work for 50 hours, okay? And I end up paying 120 euro tax, and I get only maybe 50 euro extra. I can't work. Because I call it foolishness. Why am I going to disturb my? No, I'm sorry, I can't do extra time, no. Because if I work, the tax man take half. Why am I going to work for tax? He said, I shall not labor in vain. Then he want me to labor in vain to give a tax man. He's no, wait. I stayed. Are you getting that? I go and serve the Lord. Because you are working for tax man for nothing. Glory to Jesus. But if I use it to the Lord, maybe I may go into the house of the Lord. Somebody will say to me, oh, do you know what happened? I'm coming back from church now. Do you know what happened? Are you free? Maybe 1 hour every week, you know, or 2 hours every week. Can you be just maybe 4 hours on Saturday? That is this job I want to be. I don't know, but I will be giving you just money at hand. Say, really? Then 4 hours, you go and collected that one. It goes to your account. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Because you have to understand this, the whole scenario. Because if you don't understand it, you waste your time for nothing. Glory to Jesus. You'll be waiting. You see, 9 things that we're going to see here is that when God was talking about prosperity, that whatever we touch shall prosper. And in the place that we have read, he was talking about when people are obedient, the first thing that will happen to them is that they will have a new life from God. Having a new life from God. Then that is the first thing that will happen. Then the life that you are going to live that moment is already designed by heaven. You see, that is what people doesn't know. A life that I don't live earthly life anymore. I live heavenly life. The reason why, because my source is from heaven. Because that is where I belong. Because the kingdom I operate is not earthly kingdom anymore. So I have a new life. So whatever that belongs to me, whatever that I'm due to get, shall not be denied from me. That nobody has the power and the ability to deny me my blessing. Because my blessing is not in the hands of man anymore, but rather in the hands of God.
Yes.
Who said whatever I touch shall prosper. So even though I go to the place people are failing, there must be something that is different about me. So as soon as I start doing what other people have done and failed, people must see something, because the difference there is the grace. Glory to Jesus. So people begin to see grace manifested in my life, because my source, my kingdom is heavenly kingdom. Glory to Jesus. Even when people are saying that there is no blessing in this land, if you enter that place, because you carry that thing, that word of God, the light of Jesus, that is what go and great way where there seems to be no way. And you get what I'm saying now? So once you came in, it will great a way. The place everybody failed, you will not fail. That's why I always prophesy here in this ministry that you shall walk little and eat plenty. I know why I prophesy that prophecy. Because it's not good for you to go and labor all these things and come back with nothing. You shall walk little, you shall eat plenty. That is what God designed for his people. So the fruit of your, why did he say you shall walk little and eat plenty? Because whatever you touch shall prosper. Glory to Jesus. So a new life from God. And another one you can see is victory from all our enemies in verse 7 of Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Victory from all our enemies. He said, I will remove the devourer, they will not destroy the fruit of your land. That means I will remove enemy. Capiche? Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. 30, not 13, okay? 30. He said, and the Lord will put all this curse upon thy enemy. So victory. So whatever supposed to be calamity to you is now going to your enemy. Who is that enemy? Satan and his agent. He said they will do what? On them that hate thee. So automatically, you can see what I'm saying to you here now. He said, on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So if there is any enemy that is opposing the will of God concerning your life, the curses from the Lord is coming to the person. What's supposed to happen as a disobedient, child is going to those people. Because you are no longer disobedient. You are obedient to the ways of God. So he said he will put all these curses. So victory. You receive victory. That means deliverance. So what happened here? What the enemy has planned for you will go to them. That's why Joseph said to his brother, don't worry about me. When they are begging him and saying, forgive us, he said, no. What you meant for evil, my God have turned it for good.
Amen.
And what happened? They became now the servant of Joseph. What they designed to destroy, to sell Joseph, to destroy him, now turned out for him to become what? Master over them. And they are calling him master. Your enemy will call you master.
Amen.
Glory to Jesus. And you get what I'm saying now? So you can see the victory from all your enemies. Because whatever you touch shall prosper.
Amen.
So when you are prospering, those who think they keep you in bondage will receive those curses. And you are going to excel. Glory to Jesus.
Amen.
So another thing is that he said, by then you will have freedom from the former curses. So freedom from the former curses. What is those former curses? Those ancestral curses. Those things that your father, your forefathers had brought to the family that you did not know about. Then there is a curses that come through it. Then you will begin to have freedom from it. God will not be able to allow those curses to destroy the fruit of your labor. Because he has said, whatever you touch shall prosper. So freedom has to come from those curses. That means whatever fight my father will not fight me. And you get what I'm saying now? Wherever my father, my forefathers failed, I will not fail.
Amen.
You know? So what they could not achieve, then I will achieve it.
Amen.
So nobody, maybe my father, only me is a prophet in my family. So that means my father did not achieve to be a prophet, then I achieve it. So those causes, that's why sometimes a central powers will make us say, shut up your mouth. Why? Because I know that Jesus has paid the price. I operate in heavenly kingdom. You are just a kerekume. Shut up. You don't have the power to hinder my blessing. You can only fight, but you cannot prevail. And you get what I'm saying now? They can only make noise. That's why I said it's a place I used to go walking. Every time you are passing there, the dog in that compound will bark. Well, I said, every dog that bites doesn't bite. It doesn't bite. So Satan bites, but it doesn't bite. So what did I say? What did I mean that? Satan always puts fear. What he came, he will fight. Because he will come with all this affliction. What is he trying to do? To weigh you down. But remember what Daniel said. Daniel 11:32b. Those that know their God, they shall be strong and do great exploit. Amen. So once I am strong in the Lord, in where the Lord wants me to be in him, no matter how attack is coming, I remember it clear. Isaiah 59:19. That enemy that is coming in like a flood, the Spirit of God will raise up standard against them.
Yeah.
Why? That is what he said. Because I am strong in him. So when you are coming in with all your attack, Satan is coming in. Then when it reaches to that extent, the Spirit of God will say, you know what happened? This is your level. This is where you can stop. Stop here. And that is it. That's why he said, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of them all. Amen. It's not only he said out of them all. Amen. And you get what I'm saying now? So you have to understand this thing. But when Satan is trying to put fear, then another one is freedom from persecution. That is fear that Satan is bringing. Satan brings fear to persecute you, to persecute your faith. But you have to remember, even when your faith fails, hope cannot fail you. Amen. That's why we are talking about hope. Sometimes faith will fail, but hope never fails. Then you begin to say, I know tomorrow, even though I didn't get it today, I know it will still happen tomorrow. That is hope. Glory to Jesus. Even though you are faith, because let me say this to you, there is a day your faith will be under attack because of persecution. It happened to everybody, but we that is preacher. There is some days your faith will be under attack. But what gives you hope is that when you go back to the promises of God, you know, even though Abraham did not get it immediately, but he later get it. So hope, you hang on hope, because the faith is under attack. Glory to Jesus.
Amen.
So when you look around, you say, but how would this thing happen? The other mind will say to you, even though it happened, you will still make it. That is hope. Hope begin to speak. Glory to Jesus. So the persecution, what happened? Before you know it, you became free from persecution. Why? Because hope have seen you through. Glory to Jesus. Even faith. That's why Jesus was saying, just have a small faith like a mustard seed. Do you know what Jesus is saying? It because you know that some days, that faith, will be under serious attack. You know what I mean? It's going to be under serious attack. Because when you are hoping to get it this week, you didn't get it. Your hope is already under attack. And they promise you that you know that your lawyer has said, you know what happened? Expect letter this week. And what came is rejection. But lawyer said to me, I should expect letter. What lawyer said to me, I should expect it. And now they are saying, threatening me with deportation. God, no. And you already have faith, excitement of getting it that way. But now what enter your door is deportation. But remember, he said, in all things we should give in thanks.
Amen.
You lift up the letter and say, Father, I give you thanks. Because I know this letter doesn't stop what you say concerning my life.
Amen.
Can I say this thing to you? Sometimes what we are thinking about, like, let's say some people think that, oh, if I don't work, how will I pay my rent? It's good to work. It's very, very good. But can I say this thing to you? Job doesn't have anything to do with the destiny God has prepared for you.
Amen.
Are you getting what I'm saying now? God designed destiny. Okay? You are just working to be able to be going to place where God wants you to go. That's why the Bible says promotion came not from the east, from the west, from that. He said, but God put one down and promote another.
Amen.
So that anything that we are going to be, there is somebody who have designed it for you.
Amen.
Saul was going to Damascus. He was meant to be apostle, but he was persecuting the church. On the way, he met Jesus. What happened? His name was turned from Saul to Paul. And you get what I'm saying now? Instead of him being a persecutor, he became a preacher. So it's the same P. The same P still working his life, but it was changed. And you get what I'm saying now? So that P, they know him for. And that's why I think that Paul answered that he changed his name to Paul. Because he found out that he was a persecutor. But Jesus said, I'm going to turn you for you to become a preacher. You preach about what you are persecuting for. Those things that you hate, you are going to preach it to people. This God is wonderful. That's why some of us who are very stubborn, God knows how he converted us. Because he has to do it that way in order for us to answer the calling by fire, by force. That is the truth. Because if you go now, if you leave some people, they will never even come to church. You see, they party everywhere. Leave them one day, when the Holy Ghost will meet them, they became party for Holy Ghost. You get what I'm saying now? So everywhere you call party, if you call party in Brunei, they are there. If you call party in Cork, they are there. Well, even though weather is not good though. You see this rain now, they have party in Cork. Some of them have drive 3 hours to come to party. Weather is not good though, but they will be there. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Why? Because they haven't understand that one day, on the way of their party, God can still arrest them. Are you getting what I'm saying? And turn their party into preaching. Glory to Jesus. So another thing, like you are going to be, like you have to know that. Another one is that there will be blessing. You see, like he said, obedience to God's word. That is another one. Then he said there is a blessing upon everything that we do, which is not verse 9. There is a blessing that everything that we do is not only one thing, but everything that we do. Glory to Jesus. I always say this thing to people, Why sometimes I'm happy for my mom is that I know the time she was laboring for today. That time I hate it with passion. You know, I think mama is too much. You know, and you know one thing about it that makes me sometimes to even like her more. And thank God that my father have went to be with the Lord. When something happened and my mom is beating you, if my father came in, my father doesn't ask what is problem, he join. He doesn't ask. What did he do? He will join. Because he know what you do that mama is beating you, there must be something wrong. Are you getting what I'm saying now? If my father is beating you, my mother came in, she joined. So if you are running to mama, mama will bring her own cane. Why did you not go to church? Why did you not go to prayer? Are you getting what I'm saying now? So you can see, I remember my father coming one day, putting his cane at the back, coming where, you know, there is, you know, they call it now gymnastic here, because they changed the name. But that time, you won't know whether it's gymnastic. When school is finished in the evening, you will, because our school is very close to where we are living, you go with your friends is hanging out there. You want to do that gymnastic. You people are doing competition. And I didn't do what I supposed to do. I never know that my dad have come back. He has one of his shorts he wears with his t-shirt. He put his cane at the back. He was coming. He didn't let me know. He grabbed me and put me in his shoulder. No matter what you do, you can't come down from that shoulder. You must reach home. And the military is bringing me back at home. He draw his cane. He was beating my mom. My mom collected her own. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So what am I trying to say to you? To show you that, you know, how seriousness of today is for my mom. Are you getting what I'm saying now? How seriousness is for him, for her, and for my father. Knowing that there is something that will come out of it tomorrow. Glory to Jesus. And that's why he said, thou shalt not labor in vain. She did not labor in vain. Amen. Glory to Jesus. Amen. So your parents cannot labor in vain over your life. Amen. That's why I say to people, please, give your children, you know, a good training. Bible says, train a child in a way that he should grow up. When he grow, you never depart from it. Amen. Give your children, you see, sometimes, you know, let me say this to you. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't, even though you are from here, from any country, give your children a good training. Set up a platform for your children. So that when they grow up, whatever they touch shall prosper. Because if you don't give your children a good training, tomorrow, you are the one to regret it. Glory to Jesus. Sometimes we children will think that it's too much now. Mama is too much. Papa is too much. But let me say, at the end of the day, that too much produce something. Amen. You know, we are like seed. If you plant a seed, you don't water it. You don't remove the grasses. You don't remove the weed that can kill it. They will be killed. Yes. So that time, people will think that you are too much for your children. Don't mind them. You're only protecting their destiny. Amen. As if you know what is parents? Guidance. That is what they call parent. Here, you are a guardian. So when you are a guardian, your job is for you to guide the child to a good destiny. Glory to Jesus. So, you know, there will be blessing upon your livestock. There will be blessing upon your crops. And finally, you will have fellowship with God. You know, often people think, once God bless them, bless the works of their hand, they are gone. Are you getting what I'm saying now? That's why people came in here. I need a job. Please pray for me. I want them. You pray. Once they get that job, you will never see them. The only thing you will be seeing them again, they will be posting you pictures of Facebook, party in Facebook. They will be posting it as you because they join you as a friend. That is the only picture you will see. Where are they? They thought. You know one thing? Sometimes I think people thought they are smarter than God. You know why you are not smarter than God? When you left God by blessing He gives to you, curses will follow, the father will come. You see the money you are getting, you will never enjoy it. Satan will establish what will be taking that money from you. Because he said it, all these things will go upon your enemy. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. So you can see what we think that we are smarter in our brain. No. And I said to people, those things are not prosperity. Listen, Job are not prosperity. Are you getting what I'm saying now? You see, job is a platform for you to go where you are going, but it's not necessarily a prosperity. You can see somebody who work a good job but is broke. I'm telling you the truth. Some people has worked a good job. They enter into one deal. They are owing millions of euros. Their money is coming, is going for the debt. Glory to Jesus. You know, but you see somebody working just before you know it. I share one story here. A woman, I was listening to a testimony, a prophet went to a church in America. He called the woman out. He said, woman, you are a cleaner now in one office. He said, yes. He said, God is saying to me, I have given you a cleaning company. This woman finished college, university. She couldn't find any other job except cleaning. She has degree. She's qualified. But she took that job. When God located her through prophecy, he said, you are a cleaner. God is saying to me, I have given you a cleaning company. That's why God has to first make her to do that job, to block other ways for her not to get qualification from what she studied, except through that cleaning. And do you know what happened? The same year, the woman, no one, they say, they call another office, you know, another person in that office gets another contract somewhere. Say, do you know what happened? We're trying to do this thing. Is that okay that you can be able to have a van and start to be sending people there to be cleaning office for us? She said yes. That is how she registered her company. By the time the prophet returned back to the company, she have already have how many workers? More than 100 and something workers working under her in cleaning company. Because of what? God is the one who brings prosperity. Whatever you touch shall prosper.
Amen.
The prosperity is not in her qualification. She didn't have qualification for cleaning. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So sometimes you have to, but somebody say, me, I cannot take cleaning. Hey, me taking cleaning, my qualification, everything that I have studied in this school, no way. God said, I reject it. I cannot be poor. No. You reject the will of God. In a service, a prophecy came. Somebody that you are here, God is saying, by this next year, January, you will become a house owner. That was December. One man was in service. Everybody said, I receive it. The guy, the company, the owner of the company have big companies everywhere. But he used to go to, like sometimes, visit this place to stay 1 week there to know how things are going. And whenever he came to that headquarters, that guy is the only person who always go to buy food for him. Because what the guy know the kind of food he like. He came in, he went to buy food for him. He served him his food. When he said, did I give you anything for Christmas? He said, no, sir, I didn't give me anything. I didn't give you anything. He said, you know what happened? I was with my friend who were in auction. And they are making house, they are selling house. I bid. And I'm the one who won. I buy it. I don't know what to do with this house. Maybe you can try and see if you can be able to be good for you. Then wait, let me call. He called the person in charge. Go to social person, go and collect the key. You know, even anyway, yeah, I remember something. The guy, when he said, come back, I remember something now. Me and my wife, last year, December, we decided to change furniture in our house. We decided the furniture is not good anymore. If you want, you can come to my house and check the furniture. You can be good for you. If you like the house, come and take those furniture. The guy went. House was transferred to him. Furniture was given to him free. By January, you became a house owner.
Amen.
Whatever you touch shall prosper. By carrying plate of food, prosper him to become a house owner.
Amen.
He didn't go 20 hours, 100 hours to get it. God make it to happen.
Amen.
Are you getting what I'm saying now? So sometimes people underestimate God when the word of God is coming. People, you know, some of us have figured out, I'm going to be able to do this in the next 5 years. I'm going, no. God doesn't need it. It's your mind. It's good to plan, but don't capitalize on your plan. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Because his word must surely come to pass. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
That's why the Bible says it's not good for us to wake up in the morning and eat bread of sorrow. No, go back late and eat bread of sorrow. Whatever thou touch shall prosper.
Amen.
Whatever you lay your hand to do shall prosper.
Amen.
Why am I saying this thing to you? To understand that you are serving God here. Do you think there is no prosperity that's coming out of serving God? There is.
Yes, yes, amen.
It's a lot. Glory to Jesus. It's a lot. Do you know it's not something, it's not only by money. He said to me, whatever I touch shall prosper. So when I go, I saw somebody who is broke. I lay my hand, I say, you know what happened from today? I canceled the spirit of lack in your life. Go and prosper. Tomorrow the person, oh, you do this. Look, I cannot believe it. Whatever I touch shall prosper.
Amen.
So what does he mean? My hand became the carrier of blessing.
Amen.
I cannot be chasing blessing. Blessing chase my hand.
Amen.
Because my hand is already be sanctified
Amen.
by the power of the Holy Ghost.
Amen.
That's why when Peter, even to the extent that Peter said he was healing the sick, because Peter could not have chance to lay hand on the sick anymore. Because even though you don't, because I make you a channel of prosperity, then you are shadow. Anybody you are shadow past shall be healed. Remember, Peter was a failure. So it doesn't matter how many times you have failed. But what matters that God said, whatever you touch shall prosper.
Amen.
So one day you will see prosperity coming in a way that you did not expect. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Then is somebody, I was in my country. When people used to put like water in bottle. They will wash bottles and be putting it to be selling. Somebody figured out and said, no, why not I make sachet water? And they figured it out. They figured the idea out and start making sachet water. Let me say this thing to you. In my country, I say to people, money is in the hands of poor people. He make it cheaper that everybody can afford. People doesn't, and the sachet water became pure. Like they call it pure water now. So they can be able to, purify it with some chemical. And it's good for people. Believe me, before you know it, almost the whole people now join the business. The man have already made money. Just he was making it and be selling it just peanut, because in a day the man can sell up to how many million waters. You get what I'm saying now? He just put a borehole, make big borehole, have bigger tank, that will be running. They will be pumping water. It doesn't buy water. It's on the ground. So at the time, he doesn't import that nylon. He doesn't have company. He started making nylon bag for himself. He bought the machine, started making it for himself. So he was making millions. All the big men in Nigeria, they started investing in that place. The man just left it to another thing. Glory to Jesus. Up till today, that business is booming. Nobody drink now. Bottled water now. They started putting in modern bottle now. But nobody, hey, if it's go to my country, give me sachet water, people rush and give to you. Drink. Any corner you are, you can visit. Glory to Jesus. Remember, the person is God that gave him the idea. He laid his hand. He was prospering. Glory to Jesus. So you have to understand these things. But there is principles of it. The principle of it is obedience.
Yes, amen.
If all things that will happen, if you are not obedient to the word of the Lord, forget it. So today I said it, we are going to pray and anoint our hand. Why do we pray and anoint our hand? Because anointing speaks for himself. You see, anointing, that is what brings prosperity. So when we put that oil, you are the one who have the mandate to pray for your hands. You speak to your hand. You are saying to your hand to hear the word of the Lord. Deuteronomy 30 verse 9 says, whatever I lay my hands to do shall prosper. So God said he will bless the works of my hand. I shall lend that to many nations. I shall not lack. Remember, these rich people you are seeing, they have only one head, like you, me and you. They have only two eyes like me and you. They have 2 hands like me and you. Everything that we have, that they have. God did not create them and give them 10 head that you say, oh, because he has 10 head. That's why he's prospering more than me. Because the head is bigger than my own. So God did not create them to give them 20 eyes. He said, oh, because this is 20 eyes he had. That's why he sees far more than me. Or give them 20 ears. He said, because he hears everything God is saying. He just the same me and you. If they can prosper, a child of God will prosper. Glory to Jesus. That's why I said, look, we're going to pray now. Come to the keyboard. We're going to pray. That's why you should find something that you know that will give you opportunity, a platform. You should find. The only thing that great wealth is idea. It's idea.
Yes.
Everything that this house was designed by idea. It's somebody's idea. In construction company, let us develop office block like this. Let's do it like this. Can we do it? He said, draw it, we'll draw it, and it came to pass. When they are designing it, they know that, God knows that in many years' time, divine power of Christ deliverance will be here. So they design it in a way that, the God will be able to use it for his own glory. Somebody's idea. Glory to Jesus. Listen, don't always be waiting for you to do what you like to do. No. Sometimes it may not be what you like to do. It may be what God wants you to do. Glory to Jesus. Because if they say to me, I say no. I will say to God, please, can you make me to have money so that I can use my money to serve you? I was praying that prayer. God said, forget it. You are not even going to make that money that money. I need you. You is what I need. You are already money yourself. So go and serve me. So we all pray prayers. But today God will bless somebody. God will bless somebody. I'm telling you, God will bless somebody. The yoke shall be broken. The yoke shall be broken. You are getting ready. You are getting ready, isn't it? You are getting heavy. In 3 months' time, 3 months' time. Okay. Jesus will do it. We'll see what the Lord will do. This baby, when this baby is born, you have to bring your husband here for the dedication of this baby. This baby shall not be taken to any other place except in the house of the Lord. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. He shall not be doing anything to something except the house of the Lord, so that the Lord will sanctify this baby. Glory to Jesus. Let's just worship the Lord. Let's worship Him. Then before we pray.
I still keep
up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice. Singing hallelujah. 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 For you before you. Lord Jesus, we pray for your power, we pray for your unction, we pray for your strength. this oil will be instrument of anointing. Lord, your word says that the yoke shall be broken because of anointing. Let the power of your word enter this oil. Let the power of your spirit enter this oil. Let the power of your grace enter this oil. Let the power of your favor enter this oil. Let the God of my Yakatan, that your spirit will resonate you upon this oil. Every brasusu rakete, bakasandere bodigata. Holy Ghost, stay this oil, God. Fill it with your power. Fill it with your presence. Fill it with your power. Fill it with your presence. Fill it with your anointing. Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. That from today, any hand that this oil enter, that hand shall prosper. Whatever we lay our hand to do from today, because of anointing. Father, feel this oil. Feel this oil. With your grace. With your glory. With your grace. With your glory. Something must be broken. Tonight, something must be broken. The yoke, the bondage shall be broken. Father, we'll cover this oil with the blood of Jesus. We'll cover it with the blood of Jesus. We'll cover it with the blood of Jesus. Somebody here tonight. The yoke of fruits and fair shall be broken. Never again for them to promise you for something, an opportunity that you will not get it. That yoke shall be broken. By the power of the Holy Ghost. I like this language that Jesus spoke. He said, Ephata, be open. When he saw it here, he said, Ephata, Ephata, Ephata. That means the door be open. The door of opportunity be open. Ephata, be open. Jesus is here. Give me that thing that put this on you because of our time. Tonight's service is another service. Amen. I wish you are going to be here next week for all night. If you close work, make sure that you are here. Try as much as possible that you can be here all night next week. Because Jesus will be here that day. Please, if you close work, make sure I said it within 1:30 we are done. If you 1 o'clock we are done. Did you receive the package? Did you receive it? This is your keyboard. Oh, this is it. Yes. This is it. You see, the sound of keyboard today is different. I said it is going to be a prophetic keyboard. But notice what is happening in the realms of the spirit. I was asking God what is going on here. I never know that the prophetic keyboard is here. I was feeling this answer. I was asking myself, I know we have prayed for this service, But there is unction that was here that I was feeling.
Hallelujah.
Something has happened.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
So you are not, oh my God, oh, Jesus is amazing.
All the time.
Father, in the name of Jesus, let your power rest mightily upon this oil.
Amen.
Let your power rest mightily. Oh my God, so we are going to enjoy the keyboard. So this one haven't come, isn't it? Okay, program it, my God. So get ready, oh. Get ready. I think you are coming here, please. I believe the Lord will give you strength.
Amen.
The Lord will give you strength. Father, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
In fact, let me just start with you. Because put your right hand. It's okay. You're two hands. Because God, you rub it to your hand. Because God have used you to, He's the one who was working with us. He said, keyboard. I said, no, we are going to get it. Today is here. Because of you, you are sick. Your finances will begin to dance. So
Amen.
it will begin to dance.
Amen.
I'm going to speak this word over this day because she's the first person as soon as we talk about keyboard.
Amen.
She came immediately. Even that time she appeared immediately.
Amen.
And the Lord said to me tonight that no more people promising you something that they will disappoint you.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
She knows what I'm talking about. She knows it. That you shall be broken. Glory to Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Jesus. Allow him sometimes to do what he wants. You know what I mean? Remember, he came to do mantle from me. But sometimes allow him. Yeah. But I know you are the one saying to me, let him. She shouldn't do that. But the mantle cost me that. Glory to Jesus. I'm also going to rub my own because I'm part of it. Lift up that hand. Say, Father,
Father,
I present my hand before thee.
I present my hand before you.
I stand upon your word
I stand upon your word
in the book of Deuteronomy
in the book of Deuteronomy
30 verse 9
30 verse 9
that says
that
you will bless
you will bless
whatsoever I touch
whatsoever I touch
shall prosper.
shall prosper.
Lord Jesus,
Lord Jesus,
tonight
tonight
as I have anointed my hand
as I have anointed my hand
and your word says
and your word says
in that very day
in that very day
in Isaiah 10:27
in Isaiah 10:27
which is today,
which is today.
he said the burden upon my shoulder
The burden upon my shoulders
shall be lifted up.
shall be lifted
You know, they will never rob the job.
Amen.
They will never rob it.
Yes, Lord.
Listen, Spirit of God is here.
Amen.
Holy Ghost,
Fire.
therefore my hands
Therefore my hands
shall carry anointing.
shall carry anointing.
Every yoke
Every yoke
of Satan
of Satan
upon my hands.
upon my hands.
By this anointing,
By this anointing,
I command you
I command you
by fire.
by fire.
Fire.
By fire.
Be broken.
Be broken. Be
Broken.
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 Be broken.
Lord, watch it right now.
Amen.
Right now. Give your car. Okay. Yes. Wherever Satan has get your hand. Yes. Under this unction.
Yes,
Under
Lord.
this unction. Under this unction. Under this unction.
Yes.
Under this unction.
Yes.
Fire. Let this yoke be broken.
By
Yoke
fire.
that take money away from
Yes,
you.
Lord.
That yoke of robbery. Command it right now.
Yes, Jesus. Fire. Fire. Fire.
You cannot labor in vain. You cannot labor in vain. There is no way Satan will rob your hand through anybody. Today is going to stop. It's going to cease. The fruit of your labor. I cut it off. I cut it off. Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Thank you, Jesus.
Say, Father,
Father,
my hands
my hands
hear the word of the Lord.
hear the word of the Lord.
You have been anointed
You have been anointed
for prosperity.
for prosperity.
Therefore, from tonight,
Therefore, from tonight,
every yoke of lack,
every yoke of lack,
yoke of non-achievement,
yoke of non-achievement,
yoke of setback,
yoke of setback,
yoke of limitation
yoke of limitation
upon my hands
upon my hands
by fire.
by
I
fire.
command you
I command you
to be broken.
to be broken.
Broken.
Be broken.
Command the fire.
I command the fire
Anointing.
of anointing
Holy Ghost.
of Holy Ghost
To consume
to consume
that yoke
that yoke
upon my hands.
upon my hands,
That yoke
that yoke
that Satan is using
that Satan is
to
using
rob me.
to rob me.
Lord Jesus,
Lord Jesus,
from tonight,
from tonight,
every spiritual arm robber
every spiritual robber
is robbing my hands,
that is robbing my hands,
robbing my blessings,
robbing my
my
blessings,
prosperity,
my prosperity,
my hands.
from my hands.
I bind you
I bind you
by the power
by the power
and authority.
and authority.
No, if you don't get it up, you know what I will do not differ. But I'm setting fire in their kingdom. Don't worry. Don't worry. Satan never like me. Never like me, but I need to change again. Say it. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I kill it. Never make any movement.
Amen.
I kill fire in this room.
Fire.
I kill the two of them.
Fire.
Then I kill it with name of fire.
Fire.
Right now. Say, Father,
Father,
any spirit
any spirit
that robbed me,
that robs me,
any demon
any demon
from the kingdom of darkness
from the kingdom of darkness
that steals from my hand,
that steals from my hand,
that's stealing my blessing.
that is stealing my blessing,
From today,
from today,
wherever you are,
wherever you are,
I bind you
I bind you
by the power
by the power
and authority
and
that
authority
is in the name of Jesus.
that is in the name of Jesus.
I command
I command
fire,
fire
Holy Ghost,
of Holy Ghost,
fire,
fire
the anointing
of the anointing
consume
to consume
that demon.
that
Be
demon.
roasted.
Be roasted.
represent witchcraft of poverty. Get me anointed. From today, whatever is hiding in your house that is eating the fruit of the labor shall be destroyed.
By fire.
The fire of God will consume them.
Fire.
Father, let the anointing of the Holy Ghost
Holy Ghost.
go to your house.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Lord, I pray right now
Yes, Jesus.
that your fire,
Fire.
fire,
Fire.
fire,
Fire.
fire,
Fire.
fire,
Fire.
shall consume
Amen.
this rat,
Amen.
this witchcraft rat,
Amen.
this witchcraft rat,
Yes,
this
Jesus.
witchcraft rat.
Amen.
Right now,
Yes,
I
Lord.
set you on fire. In
Fire.
that house,
Yes,
I
Jesus.
set you on fire.
Fire.
I set you on fire. I set you on fire. I set you on fire. I set you on fire.
Fire.
Yes. Yes. Ikatora bayakata. Makasusulekete. Eketori balikada. May the fire of God come upon this house.
Amen.
Right now. These powers that have sent change, upon your prosperities, I break them in the name of Jesus.
By fire.
I break them in the name of Jesus.
By fire.
I break them in the name of Jesus.
By fire.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Yes. Break in the name of Jesus.
By fire.
Yes, your wisdom shall be restored.
Thank you,
I
Jesus.
restore your wisdom.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes, your wisdom. Your
Amen.
wisdom in this job
Amen.
shall be restored.
Thank you, Lord.
Your wisdom.
Yes,
Your
Jesus.
wisdom.
Amen.
Your wisdom.
Thank you,
Your
Lord.
wisdom.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, your wisdom.
Amen.
Restored.
Yes, Lord.
Be restored. Be restored. Be restored.
Amen.
Be restored. Be restored.
Amen.
Your wisdom.
Yes,
Your
Jesus.
wisdom.
Thank you, Lord.
Concentrate.
Amen.
Your wisdom.
Yes,
Your
Lord.
wisdom.
Yes,
Your
Jesus.
wisdom.
Amen.
Let it return back to you.
Amen.
Nobody will take it away. In the name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Your wisdom
Yes,
shall be
Jesus.
restored.
Amen.
Right now.
Thank you, Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4. Restore.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Say, Father,
Father,
Sister, that also of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
Amen.
Spirit of God have traveled far
Thank you.
Amen.
to our roots.
Amen.
Amen.
Something is being uprooted.
Thank you, Jesus.
Something is being uprooted.
Thank you, Lord.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Tonight, I don't know why this. Oh my God, oh my God, my God, my God.
Amen.
Father, in the name of
Thank
Jesus.
you.
Amen.
Lord, you are the one that caused you are not alone. Have this pregnancy.
Yes,
Amen.
Listen. No evil eyes shall monitor the day of your delivery.
Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Whosoever that is monitoring the progress of this child, I command the fire of God
Fire.
consume to consume.
Fire.
To consume.
Fire. Fire. Fire.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Yes,
In
Jesus.
the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Whosoever
Yes.
that have the eyes of jealousness, even from your husband's family, anyone that have the eyes of jealousness, that never like this marriage from day one,
Yes, Lord.
that has failed, that this marriage will not have fruitfulness, let them hear the word of the Lord.
Amen.
He said, whatsoever that will touch shall prosper.
Yes, Jesus.
The word of the living God.
Amen.
Jesus.
You shall prosper in this pregnancy.
Amen.
Yes, you shall prosper.
Amen.
Jesus.
Let the power of God go to Mauritius.
Amen.
To Mauritius right now.
Yes, Jesus.
Yes, every monitoring eyes,
Yes, Lord.
monitoring spirit,
Amen.
monitoring spirit,
Yes, Lord.
I release fire.
Fire.
Now.
Fire.
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 Now. Fire.
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 Yes. Prayer is burning their kingdom.
Amen.
Fire is consuming them right now.
Yes, Jesus.
Fire is consuming them.
Fire.
Yes. This pregnancy.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Thank you, Lord.
Cover this people.
Blood of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Say, Father,
Father,
my hands
my hands
shall never fail.
shall never fail.
From today,
From today,
whatsoever
whatsoever
that I will do,
that I will do,
it shall prosper
it shall prosper
by the power
by the power
of Holy Ghost.
of Holy Ghost.
Any seed
Any seed
that I planted,
that I planted,
I shall eat the fruit of it.
I shall eat the fruit of it.
From today,
From today,
Satan, hear it.
Satan, hear it.
I command
I command
the power
the power
of Holy Ghost
of Holy Ghost
to destroy
to destroy
any spirit of disappointment
any spirit of disappointment
in my life.
in my life.
Any spirit that disappoints
Any spirit that disappoints
me
me
at the end of my breakthrough,
at the edge of my breakthrough,
I bind you
I bind you
by the authority
by the
that is
authority
in the name of Jesus.
that is in the name of Jesus.
I set you on fire.
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 I command the fire.
I command the fire
Holy Ghost
of Holy
to
Ghost
consume
to consume
that spirit
that spirit
right now.
right now.
Be consumed
Be consumed
by fire.
by
Be
fire.
consumed
Be consumed
by fire.
by fire. Be consumed
By fire.
by fire.
In the name
In the name
of Jesus.
of Jesus.
Right now, I ask for the spirit of prosperity
Amen.
to come upon us.
Amen.
The spirit of prosperity
Yes, Lord.
to come upon you.
Amen.
Come, pray for the mom one more time. The spirit of prosperity.
Amen.
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 Let it come upon us.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Go and take your picture. Bring your picture. Hold it. If there is anyone that the Lord wants to see, hold your picture quick now. Hold the name of picture quick now. Because we are going to pray. Because the Bible says that who shall lay hand and anoint the sick, they shall be healed. So we are going to pray for healing now, right now. In the name of Jesus.
Just finished. You finished. I don't know how to tell you. Can you just play?
Father, in the name of Jesus.
But make sure you finish it. Yeah.
Lord, I pray for you.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes,
No
Lord.
more disappointment.
Amen.
Yes, no more disappointment.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
No more disappointment.
Amen.
No more disappointment.
Amen.
No more disappointment.
Amen.
No more disappointment.
Amen.
Yes, no more disappointment.
Yes, Lord.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
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 In the name of Jesus. Father, we pray. Quick now, quick. In the name of Jesus. Father, you said that we shall anoint the sick and they shall be healed.
Yes, Lord.
Father, you are the one that knows Mama.
Yes, Lord.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
The Bible said that the name of Jesus is higher above every other name.
Yes, Lord.
He said, by the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow
Amen.
and every tongue shall confess.
Yes, Lord.
Spirit of sickness shall bow.
Amen.
Lord Jesus, as this oil is flowing over this picture, let the anointing of healing flow over every part of Mama's body.
Yes, Lord.
Whatever is healing,
Thank you, Lord.
whatever is healing,
Yes, Lord.
shall be uprooted by this anointing.
Amen.
Whatever is healing,
Yes, Lord.
whatever is healing,
Amen.
shall be uprooted by this anointing.
Amen.
Right now, let this anointing flow.
Yes,
Let it flow, let it flow.
Amen.
That spirit of that sickness, that spirit of that sickness, will set you on fire. 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 anointing of healing.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, come upon Mama.
Amen.
Anointing of healing.
Yes, Lord.
Mama,
Thank you, Jesus.
anointing of healing.
Amen.
Receive.
Receive
Hey!
it.
Rakazute yakata.
Amen.
Bring her up. Lord, if you are in this ministry,
Yes, Lord.
Lord Jesus, if you are in this ministry,
Amen.
which I know that you are,
Yes, Lord.
Father, go
Amen.
with your power.
Go.
Thank you,
You
Lord.
are the author of healing
Yes, Lord.
to every sick relationship of us in this ministry.
Amen.
Yes, your mom,
Yes, Lord.
your mom,
Amen.
Mama, in that sick bed.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Hey.
Mama, the spirit of death over your life,
Yes, Lord.
I break it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Out of Mama.
Amen.
Go out
By
of her.
fire.
Go.
By fire.
Go.
By
You
fire.
ancestral spirit.
Yes, Lord.
May the Lord Jesus rebuke you.
By fire.
Out.
Out.
Give me this picture. Give it to me. Quick. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Eli barakate ikato.
Amen.
Makasusura kate.
Amen.
Ikatori baya.
Amen.
Madepra susura kate.
Amen.
Makasandere kete.
Amen.
Ikate ribarakata.
Amen.
Yes, Mama.
Amen.
Mama, they have released you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Mama. They have released you. Yes, Ikato.
Amen.
Rapasandere boyakate. Makasundere kete. Hey! Let the power of God come upon you right now. Upon that sick bed, power for spiritual surgery. Yes, go inside, Mama. Yes. Spiritual surgery. Kato rakata.
Thank you, Lord.
Mama, as they have released you, we are going to put you on the altar of God.
Thank you, Jesus.
David said, one thing have I desired of the Lord.
Yes,
He said, yes. And he said, he shall hide me in his tabernacle. In his tabernacle.
thank you.
So, Mama, by the prophetic anointing upon this ministry,
Yes, Lord.
we are hiding you inside this anointing.
Amen.
On this altar.
Yes, Lord.
May the altar of the cross of
Yes.
our Lord Jesus Christ go healing in your life.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
We'll cancel death over your life.
By fire.
We'll cancel death over your life.
By fire.
The complications will not stop you not to live. You shall live with this complication.
Amen.
You shall live. You shall not die.
Amen.
Mama, you shall live. You shall not die.
Amen.
Psalm 118 verse
Thank you,
17, Mama.
Jesus.
Upon every sick person here,
Yes, Lord.
Mama shall live.
Thank you.
Mama will not die.
Amen.
Mama shall live. Mama will not die.
Thank you.
Lord, this boy shall live.
Amen.
Blind. Father, may the spirit of blindness.
Yes, Lord.
Akatori bayakata, akasunte ligada. Hey, rapashande borakate. Naprokosunte ligada. The spirit of blindness. Father, let the eyes be opened. By the power of the Holy Ghost.
Yes,
Find the spirit of blindness. We'll cast him out. Out in the name of Jesus.
Fire.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, let your power give me that oil.
Yes, Lord.
Bring that picture closer. Father, let your power touch Andrew right now.
Yes, Lord.
In the name of Jesus. Wherever you are, Andrew.
Yes, Lord.
Hear the word of the Lord.
Amen.
By the power of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
Andrew.
Amen.
Andrew.
Amen.
Come back to life.
Amen.
Makasandere boyakata.
Thank you, Jesus.
Andrew.
Amen.
You are hearing my voice.
Yes, Lord.
In that sick bed.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, let the anointing
Yes,
of healing.
thank you.
Of healing.
Yes, Lord.
Anointing of healing.
Amen.
Right now, let the fire of healing.
Thank you, Jesus.
These powers of witchcraft.
Yes,
This
Lord.
power that destroy.
Amen.
Lord, let your fire come upon the root of this
Fire.
power. Let it be uprooted.
Fire.
Yes, let let this power, let it be uprooted. 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 In the mighty name of Jesus. Yes, in that sick bed.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Touch Andrew right now.
Thank you, Jesus.
Touch.
Touch, Lord.
Touch.
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 Amen.
Touch.
Amen.
Yes, touch.
Amen.
Touch.
Amen.
Touch.
Amen.
Touch. Touch.
Amen.
Andrew, touch.
Amen.
Touch Andrew. Touch Andrew. Holy Ghost, touch Andrew.
Amen.
Touch him. 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 Listen, nobody will stand our God. You see,
No.
the unction of God is here.
Thank you.
No demon can stop it.
No.
Holy Ghost, touch Andrew. I
Amen.
want you to give me a sign.
Yes,
Lord.
Lord.
Andrew is being touched.
Thank you, Lord.
Give me a sign.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, yes, give me a sign.
Amen.
That's sick bed. Andrew,
Yes,
Andrew,
Lord.
Andrew, Andrew, Andrew,
Amen.
Andrew. And whosoever that is calling your name unto them,
Amen.
those that are putting fire underneath,
Yes,
those
Lord.
that are putting fire underneath,
Amen.
for your sickness to be prolonged,
Yes, Lord.
I command the thunder of the Holy Ghost
Amen.
right now to scatter their power. Scatter in the name of Jesus. 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 Holy Ghost, touch and touch.
Yes, Jesus.
Let
Amen.
the power of God touch you.
Amen.
And Lord, that sick bed be
Yes,
touched.
Lord.
Be touched. Be
Amen.
touched. Be
Amen.
touched. Be
Amen.
touched.
Amen.
Be touched.
Yes,
Be
Lord.
touched. Be
Amen.
touched.
Yes,
Be
Lord.
touched.
Amen.
Be touched.
Yes,
Hey,
Lord.
the Basusu Kakete.
Amen, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Hey, 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 hey.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Andrew, the cover
Thank you, Jesus.
from your infirmity.
Yes,
Yes,
Lord.
Andrew, the cover
Amen.
from your sickness.
Yes, Jesus.
The cover, Andrew.
Yes, Lord.
The cover.
Yes,
The
Lord.
cover.
Amen.
I call your spirit back
Out.
from the coffin.
Yes, Lord.
Out of coffin.
Out.
Right now, let your soul come out. Those
Out.
who prepare that coffin is for them.
Yes.
Yes, Lord, let your angel arrest them and put them in this
Why?
coffin. Let Andrew come out.
Amen. Come out.
Andrew.
Out.
From the land of death. Andrew.
Out.
Yes. Jesus said, Bible said, he that was dead came back to life.
Amen.
Tori bayakata. Makasandere boyakete. Tora bayakata. Andrew.
Yes, Lord.
Come out.
Out.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Come out.
Come out.
Out.
Come out. Come out. Come out. 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 Come out of bondage. I command you as a prophet. Out. Yes. Let the power of God set you free. Out. Yes. Come out. You will come out. Out. Yes. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Andrew, set you free. Come out. Come out. From that bondage. Come out. Out. Come out of bondage. Come out. We are being definitely now using her as a point of contact to the person. Because that is our brother.
Yes, Lord.
So we are releasing her from that bondage.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
King of glory.
Amen.
Father, touch him right now.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And
Yes, Lord.
from today,
Yes,
Amen.
those that have been great for you,
Jesus.
and your family.
Yes.
Lord, one by one,
Yes, Jesus.
let them enter into that grave.
Amen.
You are going to go for their funeral.
Yes, Lord.
Let them enter into that grave.
Amen.
They enter into that grave.
Yes, Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Bring that picture, Lord. We can bring it us one for time. Ikatora bayakata, mande bragazuzu bekete, ma proko sondorigada. Father, we pray for healing.
Amen.
Right now, may the healing power of our Lord Jesus
Yes, Lord.
touch right now.
Yes, Jesus.
Touch, touch, touch,
Amen.
touch, 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 touch,
Yes,
touch,
Lord.
touch, touch.
Amen.
The spirit of sickness.
Yes, Jesus.
Out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out,
Out.
out, out. Give me this picture. Give me the. When something is going on, give me the picture. Give me the out. By the power of the Holy Ghost. Come out. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
But I pray that healing power of our Lord Jesus Christ
Yes, Lord.
will fall upon these people.
Amen.
Give me that picture. Give me that picture. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Andu will hide you under this function,
Yes, Lord.
this altar.
Amen.
May the anointing of the Holy Ghost protect your life.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, make the power of the Holy Ghost
Holy Ghost.
right now set these people free.
Amen.
Right now, set them free
Yes,
from
Jesus.
sickness,
Amen.
from affliction,
Amen.
from bondage.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Right now, healing,
Amen.
healing,
Amen.
healing,
Amen.
manifest.
Yes, Lord.
Healing,
Amen.
manifest.
Amen.
Manifest.
Amen.
Manifest.
Amen.
Manifest.
Amen.
Healing.
Amen.
Manifest. In the name of Jesus. Healing. In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Hide them under the unction of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
Mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Where is that? Where is the other place? Anyone? Father, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, we present it before you.
Yes, Lord.
In the mighty name of
Amen.
Holy, give me the oil, give me the oil. May the fire of healing
Fire.
right now, right now.
Yes, Lord.
It's
Yes,
going
Lord.
to burn as a fire.
Thank you. Fire.
Healing.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Thank
Yes,
It's
Jesus.
going to burn as a fire. I saw it.
Fire.
Fire of healing. The fire of healing.
Fire.
Burning the fire of healing. Fire of healing. Fire of healing.
Fire.
It's consumed.
Amen.
May the healing power of our Lord Jesus Christ
Yes, Jesus.
right now, right now,
Yes, Lord.
right now,
Yes,
be
Lord.
established fully.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus. Be established fully.
Amen.
In the mighty name of
Yes,
Jesus. So shall it be.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, we hand them over under the care of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
Under the unction of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
They shall be healed.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Rabba Susu Bekete.
Yes, Lord.
Hey, Rabba Shandeli Bayakata. Father, we pray for healing.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes, Jesus.
Healing.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Amen.
This is your mom. Extension of life.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Yes, Jesus.
Extension of life.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Yes, Lord.
Right now.
Yes, Jesus.
Extension of life.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Yes, Lord.
By the power of the Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
Declare healing.
Amen.
Extension of life.
Yes, Jesus.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Wherever you are, may
Yes,
the
Lord.
Holy Ghost touch you.
Amen.
Touch you, Mama.
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 Amen.
Touch you, touch you,
Amen.
touch you, touch
Yes,
you,
Lord.
touch you, touch you, touch you, touch you,
Amen.
touch you right now.
Yes,
Holy
Jesus.
Ghost, touch Mama.
Amen.
Touch Mama.
Amen.
Touch Mama.
Yes,
Touch
Jesus.
Mama. In
Amen.
the name of Jesus.
Amen.
So shall it be.
Yes, Lord.
In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
We'll cover all these people with the blood of Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
Brother, I told you before, okay? The Lord did not allow me to pray for you. I told you what to do. You know, you are seeking the Lord for one thing. The Lord says, serve Him. That is it. You are seeking
Amen.
the Lord for you are healing is in service.
Amen.
I cannot say more than that, you know. You are
Amen.
healing, don't be going for one. If you not, let me say, I'm a prophet of truth. I told you I finished with you. If you like, run everywhere. If you don't serve the Lord, you are not getting nowhere.
Amen.
Serve the Lord. If you can't serve here, serve another place. We are not begging you to serve here, but serve the Lord. The Lord said to me, you are healing is in service. You get what I'm saying?
Amen.
Commit to the Lord. Don't come to the Lord for what you are going to get. Commit to the Lord in service.
Amen.
Say what? No, because we are going to pray for him, but are you not coming on Sunday? You are coming on Sunday. The Lord have done something here.
Amen.
So you are coming on Sunday, isn't it? The Lord have done something.
Amen.
So we'll see you on Sunday.
Amen.
Say, I want you to wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand. Let's just wave your hand. You are glorifying God. Wave your hand. 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 Just wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand. Wave your hand. God, I will worship you. Give you all the praise. Give you all the praise. Give you all the worship. That's the whole of it. Bless you. Bless every life. In Jesus' name. Let's take our one look. I know, please, because we need to go home. So what are you going to transfer the keyboard here?